John Catsimatidis joins us right now, billionaire businessman, big in oil right now. I was looking at all of his companies, United Refining Company. He's the chairman and CEO of Red Apple Group, chairman and CEO of Gristedes and D'Agostino's in New York, one of the premier names in the grocery world. So he covers all bases, and I think you've done okay for yourself, my friend. Good to see you.
Well, thank you for having me. And well, we have the pulse of almost every industry. That's why we could put it together a little bit better than other people. And what the Saudis are saying, they trust Washington zero. And right now, they have no faith in Washington. Why does President Biden would rather buy from Venezuela than from Texas, than from Alaska, than from Canada? Well, it makes zero sense.
But do you think that whatever your views on that and whether they're trying to stick it to President Biden and help, Vladimir Putin, they say, of course, you just
not
heard
Vladimir Putin. They want a Republican Senate and they want a Republican Congress.
I just think they want to make money.
No, they want to make money, but they want common sense.
Well, yeah, fine, but I think they're always about money. And I think that they've got a lift in prices here. You'd think they would learn from history, whatever your views on the president, whatever, that the last time they did this and tried to gouge Western nations, they ended up gouging themselves, and they almost drove themselves out of business. Do you think there's a risk of that now?
Well, I think it's all leadership. Look, the new prime minister in England, leadership. The pound is up to $1.13. Yeah. It was almost 99 cents last week. And it comes down to leadership. President Biden...
Liz Truss has a lot of hurt there.
Yes.
So, but you're saying that some of these signs are looking promising.
And in the United States, what I would do is look what Senator Sullivan says in Alaska. We have a 2.2 million barrel pipeline in Alaska going down to the 48 states. We're only shipping 375,000. I would say to them, Saudi Arabia, keep your 2 million barrels. I'm going to bring in 2 million barrels from Alaska or Texas.
But you think if that happened, oil prices would start reversing, and so too at your grocery stores?
Oil prices will reverse. They'll go down to $55, $60 a barrel. And guess what? Over the next 3-4 months, inflation will go away, and we don't have to destroy the entire real estate industry by keep raising interest rates. But are you
surprised in the meantime, John, that despite all the Fed hikes, inflation is not getting better? In fact, it's getting worse.
Faith, leadership, faith. There's no faith in what Washington is doing right now. There's no leadership in what's going. It's not just the United States citizens. It's the world leaders don't have the faith that we're doing the right thing.
All right, but this is all on us because prices are going up in Germany and France and Italy, everywhere.
That's right.
Is that all Joe Biden's? You don't think that's all Joe Biden's?
Look what Jamie Dimon said the other day.
No.
Jamie Dimon says if we open up the spigots in North America, that the price of oil will go down.
So worldwide, that would change things. Do you think that right now that inflation has become so ingrained, no matter who is president at this point, it's been a window of opportunity for companies to keep raising prices because they have the comfort and cover of others doing the exact same?
It could happen.
Do you notice that at your grocery stores?
Yes, it could happen. But it goes back to, everything goes back to the price of crude oil. And if we don't fix it, then it's going to go the wrong direction. The CPI is not as bad as one wants it to look like.
Right.
Don't forget, you have 30% of it is rent hikes, which really should have been over the last 6 months. And don't forget, I just got a letter from Con Ed today for our New York operations. Guess what? Electricity is going up 22%, 30% for gas. What does that mean? That means it's not in that CPI yet because that should have been maybe 6 months ago instead of now.
But when we had the last oil run-up, right, the big one, in the 70s, oil prices eventually went down because the economy was being crashed down, and later on with the rate hikes and everything else, it took other aspects of inflation, like food and all the others, up to 5 years before they followed suit.
But they don't realize, what they don't realize right now, that it's all comes from crude oil. The price of diesel fuel to run every factory.
No, I understand that, but that went down, but it took 5 years, but the other stuff went down.
I think it'll take a lot less. I think it'll take 6 months.
Okay. So you're a maybe on President Biden?
I think President Biden should take the leadership. If he showed leadership and opened up the spigots of North America, the Russians will cry and the Saudi Arabians will cry too.
Who is the next president of the United States?
Oh, that's a long way away, and a lot of factors. If you look on the Republican end, I think Donald Trump has the knockout punch against everybody. If President Trump makes a mistake and he knocks out himself, then it's maybe DeSantis.
So you don't think he would be a damaged nominee?
I don't think so.
No?
I think a lot of things that he did were the right things for our country and the right things for the world. He had the world respected him. North Korea respected him. Putin respected him.
So if you were putting money on it, you'd put money on Trump?
Right now, yes.
Would you put money on the Republicans taking the Senate?
Yes.
Really?
I think the American people are seeing that they're mad as hell and they're not going to take it anymore. And we have to have a balance of power. It's not about being a Republican or being a Democrat. It's about being an American. We need a balance of power that if something stupid is happening, like the borders, the borders are out of control.
Did you ever run for office?
I ran for mayor one time. I'm getting too old for that, am I?
Well, the guy we have is 180. I mean, it's possible.
At least.
Right. No, okay. But you're open. You're open.
I'm open to suggestions.
All right, Don, thank you very, very much. Food for thought from the Grocery King, Oil King, you name it.